Hello everyone, Dozman here. I know I haven't posted in so long, but guys, I want to really talk about this character a lot. I'm actually going to be starting a new series on the channel. It's called The Complex Characters. I'm going to be doing basically underrated characters that don't really get to be talked about in anime. And so for today, I'm going to do one character from the series Black Clover. Yeah, so let's get it, let's go. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We are on the road to 1K. Let's get it, let's go. So this character isn't really talked about much in the Black Clover series, even though he is a fan favorite of almost anyone you bring up the topic of him to others. He's really liked in the Black Clover community due to his undying will and undying spirit, and how he's basically known as the cheerleader for Asta and Yuno. Yes, I am talking to no other Klaus Lunette, the member of the Golden Dawn, and basically I think he's a third class intermediate Magic Knight, I'm not sure. But yeah, let's talk about the character Klaus Lunette. So as we first see him in the story, Klaus starts off as a typical royal in the Black Clover series, and basically how Klaus views anybody lower than him inferior, basically like a royal complex, because he viewed Yuno as being inferior to him due to his upbringing, due to how he saw Yuno as a peasant, because Yuno is from the Hog village. And so he was kind of jealous on how Yuno was getting credit, how he was getting fame, recognition because of his skill. And so Klaus didn't really like the guy that much. And this is further shown during the dungeon arc, where Asta, Luck, and Noel are sent on that mission to do some sort of searching for magic items or something like that. I don't really remember the arc like that. But yeah, so it's Asta, Luck, and Noel, and they end up meeting Klaus and Yuno and Mimosa because they were also assigned to that mission as well. And so they get to meet each other. And first off, yeah, Klaus, man, does not like Asta. He sees Asta as this loud meathead peasant who is worth nothing at all and stuff like that. But then it's further showcased when he sees Asta and Yuno fight Mars. He really his whole character shifts. He actually respects and wants to be like Asta and Yuno, especially Asta, because Asta showed him that he could be anything, he could be whoever he wants to be, no matter the background. And that really resonated with Klaus, because now Klaus is the biggest cheerleader ever for Asta. Now Klaus knows that he can be strong because of Asta's demonstration of that. And we further see him being a lot more supportive to Asta and Yuno when they go to the royal capital for a captain's meeting or something like that, where all the captains are present. And then we see the royals like Nozel, Solid, Nebra, basically Nozel's siblings, and some of the Golden Dawn members, and how Alec-Dora, who is the right-hand man to William at that time, he was basically making fun of Asta and how he was a peasant. Same goes for Yuno, and he was just really belittling them, telling them that they were not worth anything, that they're just peasants that were just brought up, swept under the rug and stuff like that. But Klaus and Mimosa actually do well defending their honor. Klaus is basically he's basically telling Alec-Dora to not talk to Asta and Yuno that way, because they've shown that they're true Magic Knights. And so Klaus is really defending Asta and Yuno's name through the mud, and that's really cool to see, because it's a huge contrast in his character, from him being this stuck-up royal to protecting two peasants. And that is really cool in my eyes, because it shows Klaus's whole growth as a character. Now let's talk about him as a character. So Klaus, he didn't really start off as the strongest character or to ride home about, but he was pretty strong. This man can use steel magic. He can create walls that are made of steel that are impenetrable. He can also create drill attacks that are made of steel that can drill through rocks and stone. It's a pretty useful and versatile ability. He can even create chariots that are made of steel to transport his people around. So Klaus is a really useful magic knight to have in battle. And I don't even know why he's not really used that much in the story, because he's a really powerful. He's a really decent mage to like have as your have around your squad and stuff. So I don't know why he doesn't really get the shine that he deserves. Yeah. So Klaus doesn't really get that much shine anymore in the anime or even in the manga, because we haven't really seen that man do anything yet. But I feel that Klaus is really underrated as a character. I feel like Klaus deserves way more shine than he's being given, because that man has been like the number one character during season, like the first art season. Like that man was like caught the eyes of so many people that were watching Black Clover for the first time. Like they really like the guy, so I don't even know why Tabata doesn't really like utilize him as much, because I feel like Klaus is a really interesting character, and I feel like we should have gotten like a little like backstory or some sort of origin story about him and stuff like that, and that would have really added to his character. I feel like Klaus is really misunderstood as a character due to how due to how he doesn't really get much shine in the story and how people don't really talk about him as much. And I feel like Klaus could be a really interesting character once Tabata gets the right gets the right type of story about him. I feel like people would resonate with Klaus a lot more. Like that's why I want Klaus to really be I want him to shine as a character, because like he looks cool. Look at his whole design, bro. Like his cut, his outfit, he looks pretty cool as a character. So I don't even know why he's not being like utilized. Like same goes for Finrose. Like Finrose was going through that same treatment, but Finrose actually got more praise and got more attention. And I want that for Klaus, because Klaus is a really interesting character. In my eyes, the first time I actually watched the series, Klaus was the one who stood out to me the most out of even the main characters. Like Klaus Lunette stood out to me the most. Like his character design, his whole attitude and stuff like that. Like it really stood out to me. It didn't have to be in a good way, because then he was kind of a jerk before, but then like his whole growth really made me stick with the character and stuff like that. Now let's talk about power. Klaus's power. I already kind of mentioned his abilities and stuff like that, but I want to talk about like his rank and stuff like that, and just all his like events or like battle events that's happened and stuff like that. So let's get started. So the first time we see Klaus in battle is when he's actually fighting, I forgot the guy's name. I think it's what's his name? Lotus? Yes. When he's fighting Lotus with Luck and stuff like that, we see Klaus doing pretty well, keeping up with him and stuff like that. But I don't really remember that much out of the arc, so yeah, I'm not gonna really talk about that much. But we can see like he's doing pretty well and stuff like that. I know I should have done my research, but like yeah, he was doing pretty good against him and stuff like that. And then the next battle is we see him in is when he's fighting what is that one? When he's actually in the what I remember at least is like the I know there were like more battles before that, but what I remember is like the whole like Magic Night exams or like Holy Night exams, whatever, where there were basically where the Clover Kingdom was basically holding like an exam or a tournament to see like who is the strongest Magic Knights in each squad in the land and stuff like that. And they had like Klaus was on the team with Luck and Puli. She's from the Blue Rose, or like she's from Charlotte's squad and stuff like that. And like we saw like Klaus do some crazy shit with Luck. They both use like a combination spell like Lightning's Arrow to fight Real's squad. And unfortunately, even though Real like one-shotted them with their own ability, that ability was super strong. Like that ability right there was absolutely insane. Like imagine having like an ability that could basically pierce through anything, that being of Lightning Arrow. And we knew that Klaus's magic was a component into that ability. So we can kind of see like his like usefulness in terms of combination magic, and how like his magic is a really good type to be grouped with another magic, or that could be combined with another magic. So that's pretty cool in my eyes. And The next battle we see him in was in the Elf arc, and how he basically fights Asta and Yuno with Hammond, the other captain. I mean, the other member of the Golden Dawn, and we see that for the most part, before Yuno was actually possessed by the elf, he was actually with them before he snapped out of it, and so it was just Mimosa, like she was basically struggling and shit like that, and Klaus was just really like throwing his drills at her and shit like that, really hurting her. And we could see like Klaus is really, we thought he would be that strong. This is one of the reasons why I did not like how Tabata treated Klaus as a character. Like this battle right here really showed like Tabata's like, I don't know, Tabata's mishandling Klaus as a character. This is how we can actually see it, because in this fight, Asta and Yuno, when Yuno gets back his like memories, and when Asta pulls up, that's when it goes downhill. Like Klaus and Hammond release their like strongest attacks and shit like that, but Asta and Yuno, even though they're insanely powerful, they just one shot hits their whole attack. Like they just one shot it like it was absolutely nothing. They sliced through that thing like it was butter. And this was Asta in his base. Was it Asta in his base? I think this was Asta in his base. He did it like, did he do it? I don't even remember. I think he didn't do it in his base. I think he did it in his block Asta mode. I'm not sure, bro. Well, either way, Asta, sliced through that hole without any much trouble. And Klaus and Hammond just got knocked out like that. Just basically showing Tabata mishandling Klaus as a character, because why would you give this man such an insane design and power boost, because he has Elven Mana now, but then you have him get one-shotted? I get it, he's fighting main characters, Asta and he's not going to really last long, but still, you could have given him like at least a lot more time to like showcase his magic, showcase his abilities, showcase his capabilities and stuff like that. But like you just one-shotted the character like it was nothing. So like that really made me angry when I saw the fight, because like they could have done so much more with Klaus's abilities and stuff like that. Like they could have him go crazy against Asta and before they would, because we would know like, yeah, they're gonna win, but they could have at least given Klaus some time to like do something, or like fight to the death or some shit. But they just like, but I don't know why they just one-shotted Klaus like it was nothing, like he was fire. So that really didn't really sit well with me during that fight. And after that, we go on to the other fight that Klaus was a part of. It's actually the Spade Kingdom arc, where basically Xenon and his people and his disciples come in and just wipe the entire Golden Dawn clean. And this is when Yuno actually pulls up and fights like Xenon. And before all that, we see Klaus and we see Klaus fighting this mist mage that could like basically blend in with the mist and attack you or his opponent surprisingly. He can really catch you off guard with his mist and stuff like that, which is pretty strong and useful. And then Klaus is actually fighting this person with the elf that took out Nozel during the elf arc, and that the elf that Noelle defeated in her Valkyrie dress form, and I think her name is L'Etoile. So it was her and Klaus fighting this mist mage, and they were kind of struggling against him until came in that hole and basically used his wind to like blow the mist away. Because let's remember, wind is the enemy, the natural enemy of mist. Like that's the weakness of the mist, which is wind. And so easily blew it away, and like he was actually fighting the mist mage. And then with Klaus's help, L'Etoile actually uses her compass magic ability to like surround Klaus in like this whole like vortex, so that it could blow past the mist that's like coming. And that's what gives Klaus the chance to actually use his drill attack on the mist mage, and actually drills him. He actually drills through him and actually sends him flying through the air. So that was pretty cool. Like we saw Klaus's whole attack do a lot of damage against the mist mage, and I was really happy at that moment, because finally they're utilizing Klaus's like whole like arsenal pretty well. And yeah, and I also want to bring up the fact that like during that whole fight, we saw like a flashback of Klaus doing some push-ups because he was inspired by Asta once again. So yeah, I'm glad that they handled the fights with Klaus in that fight pretty well, because like he never really gets his time to shine and shit. And then later on, oh my goodness, this is when shit goes downhill. Like, so Xenon is fighting William and shit, and he basically wins against him because William gets destroyed by Xenon. And then out of nowhere, Xenon just comes and like impales both Klaus and Latoile, like leaving them hanging, bloodied up, fatally wounded and shit. And damn, that was crazy in it itself. Like, what the hell, man? Why would y'all do that to my boy? But like, yeah, it was expected. I don't expect them doing much against Xenon, except so like, yeah, he's not, because they're not arcane mage. They're not like arcane mages. So yeah, I didn't really care for that, because I actually understood why they one-shotted Xenon in that. I mean, they one-shotted Klaus because he's not really an arcane mage, so he can't really do anything against Xenon. So yeah, I kind of understood why. But overall, I wanted to say that Klaus is like one of my favorite characters, and I really want to like voice out my opinion on how he's being treated as a character and how underrated he is as a character, because I really like the guy a lot. He's pretty cool. I like his magic type. I like his personality. I like his whole character development, how he went from being a shitty royal to being like a really good guy that really respects anyone, no matter their background or status. So that was really cool. Yeah, so I really like Klaus Lunette as a character. I feel like he's really misunderstood and really underrated, and I hope Tabitha in the future could like give him more recognition and more shine. And maybe who knows, maybe in the future Klaus will be Klaus will be doing some crazy shit, because I know in the manga he doesn't really do anything. Like the last time we see him in the manga, he's actually cheering for Asta when Asta is doing his like insane like feats. Like, I don't want to spoil you guys because you may have not watched it or read the manga. So like, yeah, Klaus is just cheering on Asta when he's doing some crazy shit that I don't want to even disclose. So yeah, overall, I feel like Klaus is a really good character and stuff like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys comment down below on what you guys thought, what you guys think about Klaus. Do you like him? Do you not like him? Do you think he's useful? Do you think he's useless? Do you think he's fodder? Anything, just comment it down below. Make sure you guys leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We are on the road to 1K. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.